to Yoga with Elle. Here we are in my dining room getting ready for a fun flow class. As always, take care of yourself. I know I will. I'm still a little bit sore, but feeling really excited to be teaching and practicing with you again. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to begin with a pranayama this morning, and it's alternate side breathing. So if you have a little bit of a stuffy nose, you might want to grab some Kleenex right now. For alternate side breathing, we're going to just start by creating a fist. Bring one thumb out and then the ring finger and pinky finger out. These are going to create kind of pinchers. Now, if you're doing this and this is causing you pain or your fingers just don't do it, then you can create pinchers any old way that works for you. To begin, and especially if you know this, but even if you don't, I'm going to cue you through it. So go ahead and just close your eyes. We're going to start by closing our left nostril, taking a deep breath through our right. Close our right nostril and exhale through our left. Then inhale through our left nostril. Close your left nostril and exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Close your right and exhale through your left. If you've got the sequence, just start ignoring me and doing this on your own breath. Inhale through your left. Close your left and exhale through your right. We're inhaling through our right, always inhaling through the nostril we just exhaled through, and exhale through our left. Inhaling through our left. We'll close our left and exhale through our right. One more round. Inhale through your right. Close your right and exhale through your left. Inhale through your left. Close your left and exhale through your right. Then we're just going to bring our hands back down to our knees. Keep your eyes closed and return to your normal breath. Nadi Shodhana, or alternate side breathing, not only can help clear passageways if you're dealing with some springtime, early summer allergies, but it is said to balance the main energy pathways of our bodies. While I can't prove that definitively in any way, I do know that if I'm in a funk or I'm in a stuck thinking pattern and I go and spend 5 minutes in Nadi Shodhana, I'll come out of it in a different space. Awesome. Let's go ahead and open our eyes. And if you've chosen a cross-legged seated position, then go ahead and switch the cross of your legs. We're going to bring our fingertips down to the ground for some wrist stretches. Reach those thumbs out to the side. We're going to take 2 breaths, bringing our first set of knuckles down to the ground. And 2 breaths, bringing our wrists down to the ground. And I say down to the ground out of habit, but I really just mean towards the ground. They never have to touch. We're going to go ahead and move through fingers, move through wrists. And while we're at it, let's just go ahead and move through elbows and shoulders and any of those joints that aren't feeling as well. We're going to do some we're going to do some other neck stretches. But since a lot of us have been wearing masks recently, and which means that not only is our head down, but sometimes just wearing the mask, we tend to come back and tuck our chin in. So we're going to do something that I don't often lead because our bodies need it more. And that's, we're going to look up. And then we're opening and closing our mouth. So first of all, some of your necks, this isn't going to feel very good. And so bring one or two hands behind your neck in this case, and just give yourself a little support. Now, for some of us, it'll feel so good just to put our head all the way back, and we're going into like the opposite of what we've been doing. It's closing and opening our mouths. But this will help even if you're only leaning back a little bit. Awesome. We're going to incorporate that in a moment into some other neck stretches, but I just wanted to run us through that while there was nothing else going on. All right, so we're going to move right into dolphin prep. Coming to our hands and knees. If you're up against a wall, make sure you're far enough away from the wall that you can step your knees back a whole foot. And if you're using a blanket, start with your knees on the front of the blanket. We're going to begin with our elbows underneath shoulders, just hugging our upper arms together, and then clasping our hands. Then we step our knees back a full foot, bringing our shins and our knees out to the sides of our mat. From here, simply shift our hips back, bringing our head towards the ground, and lifting up through our clasped hands. We've got 8 more breaths. If your nose is getting mushed into the ground, then 4 breaths looking one side, and then 4 breaths looking the other side. We're feeling for our shoulders to warm up or to open up. Once we've gained flexibility there, we'll start feeling the stretch in our armpits, maybe even in the fronts of our bodies. To come out, simply shift your weight forward and then walk your hands back. And we can just rest for a moment in a wide-legged child's pose. Excellent. So we're going to use that openness we just created in our shoulders for our dolphins. Now, if there are dolphin variations you are working on, like dolphin with block, forearm, even one-arm dolphin, then that is up to you. I'm going to lead straight up dolphin. Again, we're hugging our upper arms. Make sure our fingers are on the outside of the arms. Those elbows will stay underneath our shoulders, and then we clasp our hands together, bringing our head down, and take kind of a practice breath as we press into our forearms, letting our neck release. Let's go ahead and tuck our toes underneath. Take a deep breath. Exhale, press through your forearms, lift through your hips. We have 10 breaths here. Inhaling, reaching through those sits bones. Exhale, lift through the base of your pelvis. Pull that core into your bellies so we're supporting that fold. Inhale, lift through those sits bones. Exhale, press through your forearms. Beautiful. If you have more space, you can go ahead and start walking your feet in towards your arms, up towards your torso. And to do this, you might be bending your knees.
You're doing great. When you're ready to come down, just bend your knees and come back into child's pose.
Nicely done. From here, we're going to stand up and we're going to come into our arm passes. So let's come into our, you know what this is, horse stance. And this is a little choose your own adventure. If you've got injuries, this might be a small bend. If not, let's have a nice deep knee bend and start warming up those legs. Bring one hand on top of the other. And we're going to move with our breath in some arm passes. So inhale, bring that breath and energy up to your heart. Exhale, press up. Inhale, reach and gather, bringing our energy into our hearts. Exhale, press out. Inhale, reach, gather, bringing that energy in. Exhale, press out. Inhale, reach and gather, bringing that energy in. Exhale, send it down to the ground. Inhale, bring it up. Moving with our breath. Exhale, press up. If you know this, ignore me. Reach and gather, bring it in. Exhale, press out. Inhale, reach and gather, bring it in. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, reach and gather, bring it on in. Exhale, down. One more time, just because I've heard it feels good to do this 3 times. Exhale, up. As always, if you know this, go ahead and ignore me. Inhale, exhale. We're just moving with our breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, down. Awesome. Let's go ahead and straighten our legs. We're going to point our toes towards one direction. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, just cartwheel down. We're coming into our down dogs. So keeping our fingers spread wide, breathing in between those shoulders, finding that wrapping of our shoulder blades. We're coming into that down dog. Inhale, lift through our sits bones. Exhale, lift through our knees. Maybe your heels are starting to make their way down to the mats. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, supporting. Beautiful. We're going to transition into a warrior 2. So take one more breath. Then exhale your left foot forward, right heel down. And we're coming up. Let's check in with that stance. So we want our legs to feel strong. We're pressing through those feet as if we could press them through the mat into the ground, lifting through our knees, bringing our shoulders over our hip bones. Beautiful. Inhale in between shoulder blades. Exhale, shoulders away from ears. Reach out through your fingertips. We're going to come into reverse. So inhale, lift through this left arm, and we're looking up. We're going to do that thing where if you want, go ahead and support your head with your right hand and maybe exaggerate that bend back. We want this to be supported. And we're doing a few opening and closing of our mouths, just stretching out the front of our necks. And then lifting our head up. We're coming back into just sort of our reverse, and we're coming into neck release. That old way, the way we know. Bring that left hand down so it's pointing at the floor. And then bringing our right ear towards our right shoulder. Let your jaw relax here. Let your head be heavy. We're reaching through our fingertips, coming up. And if you feel comfortable touching your head, you can lift your head up with your hands. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, we're going to cartwheel down. Again, coming into our down dogs. Inhale through sits bones. Exhale, right foot forward, left heel down. Rise up, warrior two. You guys are doing great. Check in with those legs, making sure that knee is right over our ankles. Inhale, reach up through our right hand. Send your breath through the side of this right rib cage. Let it open up. And we may even come deeper into that back bend, supporting our head with our left hand. If we're looking up, just doing a couple of mouth opens, mouth closes, moving through that jaw. Then lifting your head up a little bit so you don't need to support it with your neck anymore. We're transitioning into our neck release. So keeping our body relatively as it is, this right hand, our right fingers are going to point towards the ground, bringing our left ear towards our left shoulder. Inhale, reaching through those right fingertips, reaching through our right knee. Exhale, let our heads be heavy. Beautiful. We're going to go ahead, just pulling ourselves back up. Again, we can lift our head up with our hands if we're comfortable. Inhale, take a deep breath. Exhale, cartwheeling down. And we'll just step our back foot forward, meeting in this forward fold. Bend our knees. We're coming back to the ground. So, we've got some ab warm-up to do. Let's grab our blocks. If you've got anything in your back pocket, go ahead and take that out. Ever graceful with the mic. We'll bring our block to in between our thighs or knees. Interlace our fingers all the way to the webbing and bring behind our head and neck. For the most support, for those of us that have low back sensitivity, you may want to keep your feet on the ground. For a little bit more challenge, knees come above hips. And for the most challenge, you would straighten your legs. Let's all take a deep breath. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, flattening your back to the ground and squeeze the block. Exhale, elbows up towards ceiling. Pull low belly down. Inhale, release. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, squeeze the block. Exhale, elbows up towards the ceiling. Pull low belly down. Inhale, release. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, flattening your back to the ground and squeeze the block. Exhale, elbows up towards the ceiling. Relax your head in your hands and pull belly down. Inhale, release. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, flattening your low back to the ground and squeeze the block. Exhale, elbows up towards the ceiling. Pull low belly down. Inhale, release. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, squeeze the block. Exhale, elbows up towards the ceiling. Pull low belly down. Inhale, release. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, squeeze the block. Exhale, elbows up towards the ceiling. Pull low belly down. Inhale, release. We have 2 more rounds. Optional up level. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, flattening your back to the ground and squeeze the block. Exhale, elbows up towards the ceiling. Optional second lift, second squeeze. Pull belly down. Inhale, release. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, squeeze the block. Exhale, elbows up towards the ceiling. Optional second lift, second squeeze. Pull belly down. Inhale, release. Head down. Feet down if they're up. Block comes to the side. Awesome. We are getting ready for bridge with variation of choice. So that means if you would like to use the block in any of its uses, go ahead and have that handy. All of us, we're going to tuck our hands underneath, bringing our palms facing up, letting our arms relax, letting our jaw relax. We'll take a deep breath. Exhale, press through our heels, lift through our low backs. We have 10 breaths here. Everyone will be inhaling through our collarbones, exhaling, reaching toward our tailbone towards our toes, inhaling, lifting, exhaling, reaching. Moving with your own breath here. If you need more of a challenge, then one leg up for however many breaths you want, and then other leg up for the same amount of breaths. All of us, we're feeling for our back bodies to warm up, feeling for those legs to warm up, feeling for our arms to relax, our jaw to relax. If you're holding on to something for dear life with your hands, see if you can find a different way to be in this pose that doesn't cause you to have that much tension in your arms. Beautiful. When we're ready to come down, we're going to tuck our tailbone, exhale our upper back to the mat, tuck our tailbone again, and exhale our low back to the mat. So we're just coming down one vertebrae at a time, sort of nestling that sacrum right into the mat. And then let's just hug our knees in, lengthen out through that low back, and maybe even create some circles with those knees, one direction and then the other direction. Nicely done. We're going to roll over because we're getting ready for some sun salutations. So we're starting out with a classic sun salutations, and our main objective here is just to move, excuse me, it's just a hiccup, no, it's to move with our breath and just warm our bodies up. So if you know this, go ahead and just move with your own breath. We're going to inhale, reaching those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot back, left knee down, top of left foot comes to the ground. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, hands down. Move from our core. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees down, torso down, elbows underneath shoulders. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, tractioning out all the way down, hands under shoulders, move from our core. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, left foot forward, right knee down, top of right foot comes to the ground. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, hands down, forward fold. Press through our feet, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautifully done. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot back, right knee down, top of right foot comes to the ground. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, hands down. Move from our core. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees down, torso down. Elbows underneath shoulders. Inhale, low cobras. Exhale, we're pulling ourselves forward. So we're tractioning out that whole way down. Hands under shoulders. Move from our core. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, right foot forward, left knee down, top of left foot comes to the ground. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, hands down, forward fold. Press through our feet. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to add in some easy twisting lunges. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, left foot back, left knee down, left hand stays on the ground. Easy twisting lunge towards the right. Exhale, hands down, moving from our core. Inhale, planks. Exhale, knees down, torso down, elbows underneath shoulders, lifting up out of shoulders, reaching that rib cage forward, tractioning out all the way down, hands under shoulders, move from our core. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, left foot forward, right knee down, right hand stays on the ground, easy twisting lunge towards the left. Exhale, hands down, forward fold, press through our feet. Inhale, reach all the way up. Hands to heart. One more round, the right side. Following your own breath. Taking any alternatives, any variations that your body feels like doing. B series. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half rise. Exhale, hands come all the way to the ground. A step back plank or kneeling plank and lower all the way to the ground. For cobra of choice, so option to keep your hands under shoulders, or if those low cobras are feeling good this morning, elbows under shoulders. Inhale into your cobra. Exhale, we're reaching forward, pulling forward, tractioning and lengthening all the way down. Hands under shoulders. Press back into tabletop. Those of you that made it into down dog, bring your knees down. We are going to take a little break for turbo puppy. So starting with our hands underneath our shoulders, let's step forward a full handprint. We're going to lift up in between our shoulders. Send your breath right behind your heart and let your head be heavy. Pull your low belly into your spine. And if you have a tendency to sort of have a low back curve, a little sway in that back, then you might have to also like lift up through that low back. Pull our shoulders away from our ears. We're going to start feeling our pecs engage, feeling all of that shoulder support and front support. Elbows bend halfway towards the ground, letting your head hang. We're going to keep sending our breath in between our shoulder blades. So even with our arms bent, we're continually lifting up in between those shoulder blades, letting our head hang. You might want to check out those elbows. If they're pointing out towards the side, bring them down. Elbows are reaching towards the ground. Beautiful. If your knees were up, let's bring them down. Everyone, we're going to go ahead, straighten our arms, straighten our legs. We're coming back into down dog for a vignette. So we're going to transition into warrior one. Inhale into down dog. Exhale, left foot forward, right heel down, finding your warrior one legs first, then rising up. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and just open up those shoulders, shall we? We're going to bring our hands clasped behind our backs, bringing our shoulders back and down, pointing our tailbone down, bringing this right hip forward. Option one, stay right here. Option two, coming into this forward fold. Feel the strength of your legs. Inhale, press through your feet, rising up. We're finding our warrior one. And we're coming into eagle arms. So our left arm is coming over our right. We might be giving ourselves a hug or going a little bit further, coming into those reverse prayers of our eagle. And in fact, we're going to take a little bit of a balance challenge here, stepping our weight into our left foot and wrapping our right foot around the front for eagle. Now, as we come out, sort of mentally prepare yourself. We're not going back to warrior one. We're going into warrior two. So let's make sure to exhale all the way. And then as you inhale, we're going to step this right foot back, open up our arms. Let's glance down, check the alignment of that knee. Hello, warrior two. Remember what comes next. So we're coming into our side angle. Checking the alignment of our legs. We're going to bring our left forearm lightly to our upper thigh. Squaring our shoulders, this right arm can reach up. Now we may be looking up at the ceiling. Option one. Option two, come into that forest neck release, lifting up out of the shoulders so we're not falling asleep into that, letting our head be heavy. Awesome. We're going to transition from here into our triangle. So this means if your head's looking up, keep looking up. If your head's in neck release, keep it in neck release. We're going to straighten our left arm and our left leg. See if you can still stack those shoulders, reaching this right arm up. Beautiful. Inhale, pressing through those feet. Exhale, finding that strength. We're going to go ahead and look back up. Then using our core, coming back into our standing position. Take a deep breath. Exhale, cartwheeling down, lifting through our back heel. We're coming into lunge. So reaching forward through our left knee, reach back through our right heel. We're activating through those inner thighs. Inhale, lunge. Beautiful. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, plank or kneeling plank. We're going to lower to the ground for boat. So our hands come behind our backs, just like we just did. Shoulders come back away from our ears. Then lift up through your collarbone, lift up through our toes. Options for neck. One, we're looking straight out in front of us. If we're lifting up through those arms, we'll have room to let our head be heavy. So inhale, lifting and lengthening. Exhale, let your head be heavy. One more breath. Inhale, lift and lengthen. As we exhale, we're just going to come all the way down to the ground. Hands under shoulders. Move from your core. We're going to press back into down dog. We have a whole other side. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, right foot forward, left heel down. We're going to find those warrior one legs first. Rising up. Bringing this left hip bone forward, pointing our tailbone down, reaching up through our arms. From here, we're coming into eagle arms. So, just kidding, we are not coming into eagle arms. We are clasping our hands behind our back like we did on the other side, and also like we just did in boat. Bringing our shoulders back and down, reaching out through our collarbone. From here, we're simply coming into this forward fold, lifting through our hands, letting our head go. Keeping those shoulder blades back and down. Inhale, press through your feet, keep your legs strong. Exhale, let your head go. Inhale, lifting through those clasped hands. Exhale, let your head be heavy. Press through your feet, move from our core. We're rising back to warrior one. And now we get to come into those eagle arms. And in fact, we're coming into eagle. So shifting our weight into our right foot, we're going to bring our left foot around into those legal legs, also eagle legs. Remember, from here, we're coming back into warrior two. So take a deep breath. Exhale all the way. And then as you inhale, we're going to step back into warrior two, opening up through these arms. And we're checking in with these legs. So we want to make sure our knee is over that front ankle, pointing tailbone down, lifting up through that back leg, lightly bringing our right forearm to our upper thigh, lifting up through this left side. And again, we have choices for our neck. We're either looking up or finding that forest neck release. Let's reach this front knee forward. Make sure that this is a very light touch of this arm. Then, keeping our body where it is, including whichever neck position we chose, we're straightening our front leg, front arm, stacking those shoulders. Inhale, reach through toes, reach through fingers. Exhale, engage through your core. Beautifully done. We're going to press through our feet as if we could press them through the mat, moving with our breath, standing back up, and then exhale, cartwheel down. We're lifting our back heel. So we're reaching forward with our right knee. Reach back with your left heel. Engage through your inner thighs. Inhale, lunge. Lift up. Maybe we're even looking up. Beautifully done. Inhale through your lunge. Exhale, hands come to the ground. Inhale, plank or kneeling plank. We're going to vinyasa of choice. meeting in our down dog. Pigeon people, stay in your down dog. Inverted pigeon folks, or people who really are craving a low back release instead of said pigeons, go ahead and come to your back. Pigeon people, we're going to inhale through our hips. Exhale, bend this left knee, bringing it forward, reaching our right knee back. Beautiful. Once you get settled into your pigeon, meaning you're finding that pigeon of choice, finding the position that we can relax into, we're going to stay there for 10 breaths. I'm going to demo what that might look like on your back, just in case. Just in case anybody watching doesn't know. So inverted pigeon, we've just got a tight cross of our legs, hugging them towards us. I cannot remember if I told you a number of breaths. So we're going to just switch to the other side, and we're going to intuit a way to do it about the same time. If you're in pigeon, that's going to mean coming back to down dog. Inhale through sits bones. Exhale, right knee forward, left toes back. So we're finding sort of that length of our pigeon first. We have some variations here that this time I'll sort of demo those. We could use blocks or other props underneath hips. We could also use them underneath our heads as we fold forward. In forest, we also have the option to bring this hip all the way down to the ground, bringing our knee out. Now, if this was a pose that your body really liked, then it would feel good. You have to use your imagination here, because my body does not really love this variation. We would be leaning our torso towards our foot, and sometimes people are just laying down on their feet. Whatever those things are. All right, that seems like about the same time. We're going to come out of our pose, which will either mean down dog for pigeon folks, or just staying on your back. Nicely done. If you're in down dog, let's go ahead and bend our knees. And we're sort of coming to a seated position long enough to come over on our backs. I'm not shifting onto my back quickly today. Once on our backs, we're just going to hug those knees in. And it might feel good to rotate our knees one direction and then the other direction. And we're going to come into some reclining twists. So options today, hug our knees in first, and then relax our knees all the way over to the other side. If you're looking for something different, we're going to bring our feet down to the mat and bring one foot on each side of the mat, and then keeping our feet on the ground, again letting our knees fall towards the left. Lastly, we can turn our head towards the right. either position that you choose, go ahead and take some deep breaths here. And we're going to come back to the center, either hugging those knees in, or if your feet are on the ground, we're just keeping our feet on the ground, coming back towards the center. This time, knees can be hugged in, relaxing our legs all the way to the right. Or maybe just our knees are falling towards the right, feet on the ground. And then we're looking towards the left. Just taking some deep breaths. From here, bringing our knees back to the center. And we're getting ready for Shavasana. You're in your homes, so you can use whatever props feel best to you. Or going ahead and just lengthening out. And once you're comfortable, we're going to return to our nostrils. We're going to return to alternate side breathing. But this time, instead of using our hands, we'll be using our intention, our focus, and our imagination. And so, using those things, we're going to inhale through our right nostril. Exhale through our left. Inhale through our left nostril. Exhale through our right. Inhale through our right. Exhaling through our left. And we're going to continue on that way, always inhaling through the nostril we just exhaled. If you lose track, just go ahead and start over. So you can just always start inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left, then inhale through the left, and exhale through the right. As we get used to this, we may find that it starts creating kind of a triangle as we inhale through the right, setting that breath up to a point right in between our eyebrows, that third eye, and then exhaling through our left. Then inhale through our left, right to that point between our eyebrows, middle of forehead. Exhale through right. Inhale through right. Exhale through left. Inhale through left. Exhale through right. So let's try this for a few rounds. And wherever you are, let's go ahead and let that go. Let yourself breathe normally. Let's take a moment to check in with ourselves at the end of our practice. Notice how our body feels. Any sensation present, whether it's a physical sensation or emotional. In fact, try and notice what kind of mood you're in. Ask yourself how you feel right now. And then just notice where you feel that. Take note of the thoughts moving through your mind. And I invite you to set some intentions for yourself for the rest of the day. Maybe it's to stay with your breath. Maybe it's to be kind with yourself. Maybe it's to remember this whole day that you did a yoga practice and therefore you get extra credit for that. You might just be feeling happy with yourself that you took care of yourself today. Whatever your intentions are for the rest of your day, when you've set them, go ahead and roll to the side. Then using your hands as support, return to your seated position. It's such a pleasure practicing with you. I love you. Be well. Namaste.